Well, thanks for joining us today here on a Tuesday, and it's a very active Tuesday in the ag commodity markets. I'm Marlin Bohling with you, and very choppy trade today in the grains. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about here with our quotes provided by Bar Chart. Let's go to corn here first and see what's going on the July contract here on the corn. Right now, we're 2 1/4 higher at 586 3/4. But you go to the deferred contracts and they're lower. You have December down 1.5 cents. We're at 523 3/4, and it's roughly in the middle of its trading range. So there again, that would seem to indicate what you would call bull spreading if you have people buying the front end months and selling the deferreds. Let's see what's going on in soybeans. You know, I was looking at a minute-by-minute chart a little bit ago, and on these soybeans, they're just chopping back and forth in like roughly about 7-cent trading swings. We have the July soybeans right now about 3 3/4 higher at 14.31 1/4, and you have November new crop soybeans almost back to unchanged, but they're down 3/4 cent at 12.74 1/4, and now they're back within a penny of their low of the day again. Well, let's go to wheat. And in Chicago, July is just a penny lower at 6.17 1/4. But keep in mind, that's about 9 cents off of its earlier high from last night. In Kansas City wheat, you have July a penny and a quarter lower there at 7.56. And that's 12 cents off of its overnight high. Now in Minneapolis, you have the July wheat trading 3 lower at 7.88. That's currently 3 cents from our low of the day and a full dime off of our overnight high. In the cotton market, you have July down 45 points at 80.86, and December new crop cotton 55 points lower at 80.66 per pound. Ben Hushon is on the line. You know what that means. He's with the mill in Whitehall, Maryland, and he has an update for us about conditions in that eastern seaboard region there. And Ben, thanks for joining us here today. Last time we spoke, the farmers were out there pretty aggressively trying to plant. And I just wondered how conditions have changed from the time I talked with you a week ago at this time.
Good morning, Marlin. They are about as polar opposite as they could be,
Really?
Marlin. This time last week we were warm and very dry, and now we are cool and very wet. Thursday, folks planted right up to Thursday evening pretty aggressively, corn and beans, and then we woke up Friday morning to a nice, gentle rain that, quite frankly, didn't really stop until sometime Sunday afternoon. We had 2.5 inches of rain, pretty much broadcast over a really wide area. And the neat thing is Sunday and Monday, driving various places, didn't see any mud in the road. So I would have to say that the vast majority of that moisture went exactly where we needed it to go, in the ground.
So what is the status here on the crops that have been put in so far? I understand you got some corn in.
We do. And for the viewers, I sent in some pictures and videos. Went out this morning looking, have been seeing corn up. To be honest with you, I think some of that corn, if it had a mind, would be wondering why anybody put it in the ground, because it's 40 degrees the last couple of days, but it really looks good from what we're seeing. And it's funny, across a wide area, it's almost all the corn we're looking at is up like 2 leaves. It's out of the ground, looks good. The 40-degree mornings will not hurt it at all, in our opinion. And an awful lot of warm weather is coming. The moisture we had was, again, perfect. And got a couple, didn't take any pictures of it, but some really early wheat variety was starting to come in head. So I'm told there's some soybeans out of the ground, but I have not personally seen them. Hopefully next week I'll lay some eyes on them for the viewers for you.
If you had to venture a guess, what do you think the percentage split would be between corn and soybeans where you are?
Yeah, this region pretty much sticks to their rotations. If they planted corn in that field last year, they're going to plant beans in it this year. Very rare that somebody will change that up. Once in a while, a landlord will encourage it, but generally, I think we're just flip-flop from where we were last year. We're no stronger, no weaker. A lot of beans planted, but again, looks to me like an awful lot of corn is starting to come out of the ground here this week.
Well, thanks for the update. I appreciate that, Ben. All the best to you and everybody there. Hopefully the weather cooperates this week. It looks like maybe some moisture around again. Ben Hushon is with the mill, and he is in Whitehall, Maryland. We'll take a quick break right here, and we'll take a look at livestock information next.